Happy Tuesday! Time for Tidbit Tuesdays. So something that I keep coming across as helping people with their open enrollments is people do not realize how important it is to try to keep all your doctors within the same hospital network. So I will tell you that there's not a lot of plans out there other than Blue Cross Blue Shield Advantage, which all the hospitals accept, and it's also one of the most expensive plans, but they're the only ones that accept, all the hospitals accept that plan. So if you're going to Baylor, Scott & White for one doctor, St. David's for another, Seton for another, it is going to be very difficult, unless you're going to go with Blue Cross, to find a plan that all your doctors are in network. So if you don't see a doctor very often, maybe it's not a big deal. You can go and pay cash for that visit. That doesn't mean you have to switch doctors, of course, because I always want people to use the doctor they're most comfortable with, and they have a relationship with, maybe is the only doctor that handles your special kind of need, and that's the doctor you need to see. I get it. But from an insurance perspective, insurance carriers don't contract, or doctors don't contract with all insurance carriers. It's not the other way around. Most insurances will take whatever doctor that was willing to be in network, but a lot of doctors don't want to take certain insurances for various reasons. So when you're thinking about that, if you go, let's say to Austin Regional Clinic, they're very good about referring you within the Austin Regional Clinic network. So if you don't already have a specialist and now you're needing to see one, they're very good about referring you in-house, basically, so that dealing with referrals is way easier. They're very good at giving referrals. They know the process. They know how to do it if you have an HMO, which is what the Blue Cross plan is. And they also take the lower Blue Cross plan, which other hospitals do not. And it can be very easy then to get into a doctor that's within your same network. You're not going out of network, and you're not struggling to go to a different PCP to get a referral. So that's really one thought on that, is when you're looking to need a specialist, try to find out which hospitals are associated with. Because if you find that out, that'll tell you, yes, I'm in St. David's, or I'm in Seton, or I'm in Scott & White, whatever the case is. I will tell you from what I've seen and heard from my clients this year, that people who have MyBlue Health and stay with an ARC don't really have problems with specialists. But if you have MyBlue Health and you need somebody outside of ARC, it's very difficult to find a specialist. And sometimes you have to travel to like San Antonio to get care. And then you're on a wait list too to get in. That's a whole nother problem. The same thing is kind of true, what I've heard from people this year about Scott & White Health Plan, which is one of the reasons I've never really liked it, because there's been all kinds of issues with billing and pre-authorizations. And now I've heard their specialist network is not as robust as it used to be. I've had multiple patients tell me that there was no specialist for their particular need within Scott & White, and no one else takes Scott & White Health Plan but Scott & White. So then you're stuck going out of network, and you can try to get the insurance to cover it, but usually they will tell you have to go see this doctor. Like if you needed a special cardiologist, let's say, and Scott & White has cardiologists, well, they're not going to approve you to go out of network when they will say that you can see one of their cardiologists. So that's kind of a pain to have to do that. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I've heard a lot of that, a lot of complaints about that particular insurance with that, with the specialist feature. So St. David's is one of the hospitals that take almost all the plans except for Scott & White. And there's one other one they don't take. and I don't remember which one it is right now, but St. David's takes the most plans, then Seton, and of course Scott and White only takes Scott and White, and Blue Cross Blue Shield Advantage, not MyBlue Health. So if you need help this year navigating, the prices are insane. I could have other options for you depending on your health situation. Please get on my schedule. If you did it by yourself last year, please get on my schedule. I can help navigate this for you. And until next week, peace out.